Welcome back to Fox and Friends First. And terror in Orlando as a gunman opens fire inside a nightclub. Another soft target like we saw in the Paris attacks. And the question now, what can we do to protect these vulnerable areas? Joining us now to weigh in, terror and national security expert Jim Hansen. Thank you for joining us this morning. So another soft target, or what's referred to as a soft target, similar to Paris. What can we do to protect these areas? Because it really could happen anywhere.
Yeah, that's the problem. America is one giant soft target. So we cannot become an armed encampment and protect all these areas. What we have to do is identify the threat and go after it. You know, I think the most offensive thing I've seen in this whole incident was Hillary Clinton trying to talk about gun control, when what we need to be talking about is jihadist control. And that's something she was on the wrong side of when she was Secretary of State. She actually sent lawyers from the State Department over to DHS and shut down an investigation into the group that the San Bernardino shooter, Saeed Farouk, belonged to, and had them delete the records of those terrorists.
Yeah, tweets are now coming in from people in Paris, some saying Paris stands with Orlando. We are thinking of you with the hashtag Love Wins. Gary, obviously, when something like this happens, as Paris experienced just a few months ago, you're left in shock, but you then ultimately begin to heal. How should people be thinking about this as we move forward? As Heather was saying, these soft targets, how do we move on and live in fear and not question walking into a Starbucks, walking into a cafe, going to a concert, going to a sporting event? How do we not let it change us?
Well, we're Americans. We do not let terrorists beat us down. That's their game. They want to put fear in our hearts. They want to destroy our way of life and impose their heinous totalitarian Islamist supremacist ideology. We're not going to let that happen. That's not how we roll. So what we'll do is hopefully elect a president that will go after ISIS, that will go after the rest of the global jihadists and squash them like the bugs that they are. We need to take action and stop being reactive.
Almost immediately, it was being referred to by many people as a hate crime. Can you separate hate crime from, as you said, the ideology of this terrorist?
Well, under Sharia law, homosexuality is punishable by death. So that's a hate crime, but it's also a way of life and a totalitarian governmental system they want to impose on the rest of us. You can't separate those. That's why we need to identify the enemy, the Sharia adherent Islamists, and take the fight to them, whether they're overseas or worse yet, whether they're here in the United States. There are groups here that support this type of oppressive culture, like CARE, like the Islamic societies, and we need to take a good hard look at them because they are enabling this type of terrorism.
All right. Jim Hansen joining us this morning. Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.